Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, April retail sales reports are quite grim everywhere. In China, their retail sales in April were down 7.5% when markets were expecting a lesser year-on-year fall and a better recovery from March to April. There will be disappointment in these results. However, Chinese electricity generation and overall industrial production did rebound in April. But the recovery probably isn't enough for Beijing, so markets are expecting more stimulus. But it could be just more debt stimulus. The Chinese central bank has cut its reserve ratio requirement for most regional and community banks, adding to their ability to debt fund local projects. However it comes, steel making will be a beneficiary. In fact, over the past week, we've seen iron ore prices rise to their highest of the year, and now higher than before China's pandemic slowdown started. Metallurgical coal prices have stopped falling too. But there is a key commodity stat that shows the recovery in China's economic activity. In March, they used 10.6 million barrels of oil a day. That was up from a February low of 8 million barrels of oil a day. In April, that rose to 11.8 million barrels of oil a day, which was about its 2019 pace. In the US, data for American retail sales in April shows them 22% lower than the same month a year ago, and far worse than the Chinese experience, with 16% of that American fall coming since March. There has never been such a sharp collapse in American economic history. In March, and prior to the April disaster, American industrial sales were down 4.9% from the same month a year earlier, and inventories leapt. But the US Fed has a measure of industrial production for April, and that fell the most ever recorded, down 15% from April 2019. And the US Fed issued a clear and stark warning about the risk to stock and asset prices generally. In its financial stability report, it fingered commercial real estate as a sector most at risk to a gruesome repricing. In Germany, they reported their economy shrank 2.3% in the first quarter of 2020 from the same quarter a year ago. The US Treasury 10-year yield is settled at just on 0.64% and a 2 basis points rise. The gold price is higher today from where we left it on Friday, up another $14 to $1,742 an ounce. Oil prices are higher today as well. The US crude price is up from Friday, up by about $2.50 a barrel to just on $29.50 a barrel. The international oil price is up a lesser amount, just on $32.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is much lower this morning. It will open at just on 59.3 US cents. On the cross rates, we've sagged to 92.5 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're down to 54.8 euro cents. These falls mean the trade-weighted index is now at 65.5 and a 6-week low. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.